What's going on, guys? It's been about 2 weeks or a little more since I posted the last video. I apologize for that. There's just been a lot going on recently, so let's just get you guys updated. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, or if you do, you should know I have an E36 now. I sold the Q45. The RX-7 was up for sale, but I decided to keep that because I just can't get rid of that thing. I have way too much time and money and hard work into that thing. So RX-7 is never, I don't want to say never going to be sold, but as of now, it's going to be staying. But yeah, I got an E36. Drove it for about a week perfectly fine, and then out of nowhere started to have clutch / tranny issues, which just so happens to be my luck. RX-7, when it was rotary, clutch issues. Pulled the motor, JZ, fine. Clutch issues again. Bought the Beamer, now I have clutch issues. So right now we're actually pulling the tranny today on the E36. I got a bunch of parts, all new bushings for the shifter linkage. Anything that involves a shifter, I got it new. I got a new pivot pin, new clutch fork, and new throat bearing. And that's like everything involving the clutch and the tranny. If all of those don't fix it, then the tranny has to be bad. But I doubt it's bad because it had no problem before, and there's no way out of nowhere it can have issues like that. I didn't get a new clutch because this is actually my stepbrother's car, if you guys didn't know that. And he replaced the clutch in December of 2018, and it's barely May of 2019. So it's only been in there for a few months, so there's no way this thing could possibly be bad already because it is a decent clutch. I forgot the brand. But it's a decent clutch. He never drove it hard, so there's no way this clutch is bad. It was broken in properly. So all those things that I've got should fix my issues. Fingers crossed. So if you know anything about European cars, you know that Pelican parts is your way to go. So I got a few things here. A new soft line for the clutch slave. I got a pivot pin, the clutch pin. This one's metal. They're usually like plastic and break easily. This one's some type of metal. It looks brass, so I'm gonna say brass. I also got this. I don't know what this is, to be honest with you. Something's in there. I think it's an O-ring or something. I got new exhaust manifold to exhaust gasket because you have to pull the exhaust for this. I got a new throat bearing. And here I have new pins, new C-clips. There's a bunch of new clips here. This bushing sponge thing. The clutch fork, or whatever you want to call it. The fork lever clutch release bearing is what it says here. New bushings here. New clips and new bushing. So yeah, this everything involving the shifter and the tranny, besides the actual clutch itself, is being replaced, and this should solve my issues because this is pretty much everything. And hopefully, if this isn't it, then it's my tranny, and I really don't want to replace the tranny. So I've never actually pulled the tranny on this car before, so I'm learning as I go. Already got the exhaust off. I have the little cross brace right over there off already, and looking under here, I am going to have to remove for sure the drive shaft, the center support bearing, wherever it is along here. This heat shield for sure has to come off. And based on the videos I've watched, other than like the cross member, it should be a bunch of or like E10s and 12s and 14s or whatnot for the bell housing. And I should be able to pull this thing out. So let's just get on with it and get it going. A little update. We got, like I said, we got the exhaust off. We got the heat shield off. We got the front half of the 2-piece drive shaft off, so that's hanging there. The middle subframe is right over there. All the bolts for the bell housing is right there. So if I did everything right, we should be able to pull the tranny out, but it seems to be like hung up on something, so we're gonna see if I forgot any bolts in the bell housing or if I missed one or something, and we'll go ahead and pull it out. I can show you this. I got this bushing right there, new. This bushing in there, new. Just greased it up that way. No premature wear or whatever. I greased it up because I wanted to grease it up. There's also a new bushing under here. Where is it at? This is brand new, and I put a new bushing or new bushings on the end of this. There's a new shifter linkage thing that's new. So yeah, let's get this back together. I just have one more starter bolt to go, the one that's way up in the back here, and we can start throwing everything on. So she is all back on the ground. Tools and all the trash is all cleaned up. So it's a little late, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it for a test drive real quick. I'm just gonna clean myself up because I don't want to hop in the car all dirty like this. So I'm gonna clean myself up, go ahead and go for a test drive, and we'll see how it is. Alright, so it's the next night. Unfortunately, I did put everything back together, and I could not get it for it. I could not take it on a test drive because it's still having the same problem. If anything, it has more of a problem now. When I tap the clutch just barely, the clutch pedal starts to shake. So I'm gonna take a guess and say it's a bad pressure plate. Maybe the second the bearing starts to touch it, it's hopping. But when I press it a little bit harder, the shaking goes away. So honestly, I have no idea. But I'm gonna pull the tranny out again, and I'm just gonna change the whole clutch out with just an AutoZone clutch because for the daily, it'll be more than fine. And hopefully that fixes my problem because at this point, I have no idea what it could be. I replaced everything around and everything involving the tranny / shifter besides the actual clutch itself and the tranny itself. So that being said, hopefully this fixes my problem. Fingers crossed, because I'm stumped with ideas and I have no idea where to go from here. So let's go ahead on with pulling the tranny again, second day in a row. So it's the next morning. I don't really remember where I left you off, but I decided to call it a night for last night. It's the morning. It's my day off. So I started this morning, pulled everything off, got the train out again. Obviously, it's right there. Heat shield, middle subframe, exhaust. Everything is off again. But I'm going to be replacing the clutch, and they wanted me to inspect this input shaft. It doesn't seem like there's any unusual play, so that seems to be okay. So we're just waiting for Pelican Parts to give me a call saying it's ready to pick up my clutch, and we'll be on our way. So I don't know if I've said it already in this video, but this was actually my stepbrother's old car, and he actually took it to a shop and got the clutch replaced back in December 2018, and it's only May of 2019, so it hasn't been here for long. I don't really know what kind of clutch it is. I don't know what's what, to be honest with you, but the clutch is the last thing I need to replace before, because everything else is replaced. Like I said, I got new linkage, new shifter, bushings, new everything, new throwout bearing, and I'm having still clutch issues with it not disengaging. So I'm gonna say maybe the pressure plate's bad. I don't know, to be honest with you, but we're just gonna go ahead and take the extra step to rule out anything. I ordered the clutch, like I said. I also got a single mass flywheel, so no more dealing with the stock flywheel. New clutch, new pressure plate. So hopefully that will fix our problem. If not, I really am stumped. So let's just replace this, and hopefully this fixes our issue. So I got the clutch and the flywheel all removed. The clutch looks fine it looks perfectly fine to me. Pressure plate, I couldn't tell you. I don't know how to really tell if it's good, but we already ordered a new one, so we're gonna go ahead and replace it anyways. Like I said earlier, just waiting for the email from Pelican Parts saying we can pick it up, and then we'll go ahead and get started on this. So right now, as you can see, everything's off of it, and we're just waiting on parts. Pelican Parts is gonna pick up the clutch, and we'll get finished with the BMW finally, and hopefully this is the last thing we gotta do. Now we got the new Valeo solid, but the Valeo clutch kit with a single mass flywheel, and new clutch, new pressure plate, new throwout bearing, and comes with the alignment tool. So now we got this. Let's get home and get it on the car. So I got the single mass flywheel installed. I'm just gonna torque them down to It calls for 77, but I'm just gonna do 80 because why not? And then we can throw the clutch disc and the pressure plate on there, and then throw the tranny and everything back on, and pray to God that this fixes my problem. I got the clutch disc in there and the pressure plate all tightened up. The pressure plate is supposed to be tightened to 25 foot-pounds, but to be honest, I don't feel comfortable with that because I feel like that's still a little too loose. So I just went ahead and tightened it with what I could with the Allen key, which is well over the 25 foot-pounds I want to say, but who knows. So I guess we have to throw the tranny on and throw everything else on, and hopefully everything works. And we did just put on this throwout bearing like 2 days ago, but I'm gonna go ahead and put in this throwout bearing. I like this one better because it's metal, but this is the one that came with the clutch kit, and I just want to avoid any issues that we're gonna have, maybe some mix matching parts. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this one on, and like I said, I sound like a broken record, but hope it works. So as you can see, the E36 is out of the garage now. I washed her up, which could only mean that I finished the car. The clutch solved my issue, so now I have pretty much a solid clutch system, I guess. New clutch, new throwout bearing, new fork, new pivot pin, new slave, new clutch line, new shifter linkage bushings. Shifting feels amazing in the car now. I took it for a spin around the block. Feels great. So that being said, we are officially finished with the BMW for now. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.